Hold on, testing 1 2 1 2. Is we in the building right now? We in the building. I think we are in the building. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, back at it again with another video, man. Listen, in this video, we're going to talk about the truth about loving yourself. The truth about loving yourself. I think a lot of videos are made on YouTube with the topic of how to love yourself. What does that mean? You know, the subconscious and conscious aspects of this, the properties of, how the brain influences a lot of this as well, because we know that the brain controls everything, mind over matter. So I'm going to just give my point of view, and I'm going to give you guys my perspective on this and how I honestly found the aspect of loving myself and how I actually got to that point. So, it's kind of ironic, but, that's just how life is sometimes. God's funny like that. So I was actually in a relationship. I was in a relationship with this girl, and this was actually my first real relationship that I could say that I cherished. I was actually committed. I was faithful with all the things that I was going through. And mind you, I was 17 at the time, so I'm still finding myself. This girl's still finding herself, So, it was a learning experience, and being that I was learning, and when you are ahead of the curve, it's going to always feel like things are hitting you faster than the average individual. So like I always say, when you're 16, 17, what are you doing? You're probably working a job. You're probably playing sports. You're probably trying to do something bigger than what you are currently, but at the same time, you got in the back of your head, like, what am I going to do? So that might be like a plague. It could be something negative, or it could just be reassurance or some form of positive reinforcement behind you, staying consistent with what you're currently doing. So fast forward, right? I'm in a relationship with this girl, and I want to say right around the time we had broke up, I think just the conversation we had, because mind you, like, I'm always on the, spiritual tip, and this girl actually was on the same frequency with me. So, rather than it being something surface level that broke us apart, like cheating or et cetera, it just was, she told me that my lack of reassurance and my lack of love that was given or provided towards her was the reason why, she felt a certain way. And this actually made me think about my current situation. And I was like, damn, like, how do I properly love you? Or how do I properly love myself? Because I don't love myself, And that's when, things kind of start to click. And you're kind of like, oh, shit. Oh, that's what that means. You feel me? So, most of the time when we go through things like this, we ultimately look at the perspective of things from, one-sided, like, oh, I wonder if I did something, or I wonder if she's doing something, or et cetera, right? Kind of like the back and forth of it all, instead of like really just looking at yourself from all perspectives, like, okay, there is a few errors in this that I caused. There was a few dilemmas in our relationship that was triggered by me. And from that moment, bro, I lie to you not, when I broke up with her and we went our separate ways, it took me a while to really get what she was saying. It took me a while to even process that, which was pretty crazy for somebody like me at that time, because it was like I was learning so much so fast. But that in itself took a lot of time to marinate. And like I always tell you, your subconscious mind is like a DVR. It just takes whatever it has and stores it. So I think that kind of resurfaced right around the time I turned 18. And at that time, like I said, I'm just being a kid, bro. And life kind of started hitting me. Like, I'm working now. I'm doing YouTube. I'm doing all of these different creative things. I'm trying to, do podcasts and, different shit like that, right? I'm just trying shit. And at this time, this kind of like put me in a state of mind where I'm like, how do I do the things that I'm doing at a high level or at the highest level, right? So when I got in the mind frame of that kind of shifted my perspective, and it actually broke me down to a degree to be able to understand what loving yourself really means. You know, like when you love yourself, bro, like you don't want to be around toxic things. You don't want to be around toxic individuals. If you ever notice, right, whenever you feel down or whenever you feel sad or whenever things aren't going your way, etc., right, what is the first thing you run to? You run to a form of comfort. That comfort could be McDonald's. You know, that comfort could be a, conversation. That comfort could be women. No matter what it is, right? It's like if you don't build healthy habits and you don't rearrange things to work in alignment with who you are and what you want your life to look like, you'll constantly keep going in the same loop. Because let's say if somebody cut you off or somebody take your parking spot, that's a trigger for you, and that trigger is gonna make you want to go smoke. That trigger is gonna make you want to go eat food you know you shouldn't be eating. But that in itself, bro, is what I call living in eternal bliss. Like, it's a difference from being in a blissful state and still being able to, fuck some shit up if need be, but not letting things bother you and get you out of your character. You feel me? That's what I mean by loving yourself, bro. See, loving yourself isn't like a one road. It isn't like a one-way thing. It's a universal thing. It's one of those things that it takes time. Like, even if you grew up in a loving family, you had your mom, you had your dad, and everything was just sunshine and rainbows. You never went through any adversity. You never went through shit. Even that in itself, the experience, you as an individual right now, that in itself, bro, is confirmation that there's more to life. Because you could have went through your entire upbringing like that, right? And you could have went through your entire childhood just being, lackadaisical. You know what I'm saying? Just that being you. But you're happy though. And then life hits you. And now you're getting high. Now you're drinking. Now you're trying to find yourself with people that don't know themselves. So it's kind of like you get stuck in a loop where it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, where am I at right now? How can I move forward? Or how can I do this? Or how can I do that? Right? So what I mean by loving yourself, bro, and that internal bliss I was just talking about, like, I'm not saying that when you start loving yourself, you're going to be perfect. What I'm saying is you're going to start to see life from a different perspective, because now you're going to have a reason why you're here. This is why purpose is so important. For all my men watching this video, I speak about this book a lot. Go get The Way of the Superior Man by David Dieter. I'll drop the link down below. But y'all need to go read that book ASAP. It's definitely going to give you a clear navigation on a lot of things that I'm speaking about right now. But like I said, bro, like when it comes to loving yourself, it's really just you making the decision, bro. Like I said, this is how it transpired for me. This is how God works sometimes. He uses people to input you, and he uses people to really navigate you and set you on the correct path. So like I said, I'm thankful for that woman. I ain't gonna say her name or nothing, but I'm thankful for her. So when it comes to the conclusion, I'm about to wrap this shit up. I just want you guys to realize, look at everything you're doing right now. Think at, look, when you wake up in the morning, your habits, the things you say to yourself, the things you say to other people, the music you listen to. Like, is this a reflection of who you want to be? And you might be asking yourself, like, what the fuck does that mean? When you wake up, when you rise every morning, right? What is the first thing you do? What is the first thing you look at? What is the first thing you smell? What is the first thing you touch? What is these things, right? What are the things that you do on a habitual daily basis? Because those are the things that are going to help you navigate your life the most. You want to know why? Because if someone wakes up and the first thing they do is hit a meditation session before they grab their phone, before they got to do all this business shit, before they got to go, fuck the world per se, give the world their all. They give time to themselves, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes. That is the aspect of loving yourself. not being able to be around the bros 25/8 because you live in your life and you're doing what you want to do and you're happy with that. You know what I'm saying? Missing functions, missing events, missing the club because you're at the gym, because you're focused on your purpose, because you're working, because you love yourself and you know what it takes to get to the next level. That is what I mean by loving yourself. That is what I mean by finding the truth about loving yourself. See, the truth about loving yourself is simply you won't be able to ever love yourself until you make the choice. Just like we all get a choice to do the things we're doing, whether we're influenced, you know what I'm saying, whether it, we feel like it wasn't a choice for us or whatever it is, right? We just got programmed at a young age, blah, blah, blah. You always get a choice. You get a choice to do whatever the fuck you want to do and be whoever the fuck you want to be. That is something that cannot be taken from you. That is something that can't be taken from you. Yeah, there's external things that can make you better. There's external things that can enhance you. But as far as you being the man that everybody sees, as far as you being the man that everybody knows, as far as you being the man that everybody can look up to, this is what I mean by saying, okay, nothing can fuck with you. Nothing can define you but you. When you wake up in the morning, you get to set the tone for your day. Whoever you're waking up beside, whatever's going on, that doesn't matter. You get to set the tone for your day. Nothing external could fuck me up because I'm not letting it. Nothing nobody's saying, nothing nobody's doing, none of that shit is affecting me because I know who I am and I'm standing rooted in my purpose. This is what I mean by when I say walking that lonely road, bro. Walking that lonely road is just knowing who you are. Yeah, you might lose day one homies because you just walking in your divine purpose. You could lose shit. You could lose your girlfriend. You could stop talking to family for a while because it's you or them. And what I mean by that is if you're giving everybody all you got and you're taking no time to pour into yourself, eventually your glass is going to be empty. Then you have nothing. And when you have nothing, you want to know the crazy part about that is people will subside you and make you really feel inferior and small. They're smaller than you already feel. As soon as that glass gets empty, bro, this is why I say pour into yourself as much as you pour into people. If not, pour more into yourself than you pour into people. Because when it's all said and done, bro, you are the healer. You are the giver. You are the caretaker. And vice versa. You have to make sure that the girl that you with, right, is adding value to you. Isn't just a pleasure contract that you have. You know what I'm saying? You need to make sure that this woman is game tight. Making that she's good up top and not just a Picasso, like I said in my last video. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure that she looks the best and can contribute the best as well. Just like we as men, we always look at the physical. How is her soul a reflection of how she looks? You feel me? Let's start looking at that first and foremost, bro. Energy doesn't lie. So when it comes to making the right decisions, go with your intuition. You can't get led astray when you go within. You can't get led astray when you trust your gut. And you can't get led astray when you do what the fuck you want to do. Simple. Straight like that. So, I ain't trying to take up too much of y'all time, bro. I just wanted to leave this here for y'all. Hopefully this video helps somebody out. And love y'all, man. Stay focused. Stay consistent. Stay prayed up. Hey, keep your intentions pure. Stay focused. And keep loving yourself, man. Whatever you do every day, do whatever you love. Do whatever you want to do. Whatever makes you feel good, do that shit. and do it with the most precise, blissful, loving intention.